Atlantic is back against the wall. If they want to play in a bowl game, they have got to go 4-1 the rest of the way. Your final from San Antonio, UTSA 38, Florida Atlantic 24.
For the second week in a row, the Owls went to the fourth quarter with a good chance to win, but UTSA scored the final 14 points to grab a 38-24 win in the Alamo Dome. We welcome you to Inside the Owls Burrow alongside the Haggerty family head football coach Tom Herman. I'm Frank Fort. Coach, game was up for grabs in those last 15 minutes, and another frustrating week as this team tries to find a way to get over that final hurdle.
Yeah, it like you said, the last 2 weeks have been eerily similar. I would argue, though, we did a lot more right in the North Texas game than we did in the UTSA game. We just didn't finish the last 4 minutes, where in the UTSA game, we let opportunity after opportunity go by the wayside. We turn the ball over in the red zone. We don't convert a 4th and 1 in the red zone. We give up a 16-play scoring drive to start the game, 17 plays, whatever it was. So for it to even be that close was kind of a testament to how we played so well. I mean, there was a lot. We scored on defense. We took the ball away. We scored on offense. We had explosive plays. So there were times sporadically where we played really well, enough to be in that game at that point. But you could kind of see the writing on the wall, or at least us coaches could, if we didn't get the things corrected in the second half that made what should have been maybe a 2 or 3 score lead at halftime be a tie ball game. If we didn't get those corrected in the second half, it wasn't going to bode well for us, and we couldn't figure it out there towards the end.
Coach Herman's interview this week brought to you by Phil Smith Kia, home of the Maximus deal. You mentioned there were 2 times in the second quarter it got to the 5-yard line and didn't come away with points either time. Do you worry that situations like that are going to come back to bite you? Never.
No, I think, you it's like we've talked about the analytics thing. I worry about the turnover. You never want to turn the ball over, when you've got momentum. But on 4th down, we didn't execute and didn't make the requisite yard, and UTSA did. And so, but I would do that again, certainly, in terms of decision making. And then, but no, you never want to turn the ball over, certainly, in the red zone, ever, at all. In the game, but the red zone certainly much more important to protect it, and it certainly did come back to bite us with no points.
Cam Fancher, we all worried because he had a foot injury, and he played, and I worried about would he be able to run? Would the run game be a part of it? And he breaks off a 76-yard touchdown run. But I think the bottom line is I think he's earned a lot of respect for playing through some stuff.
I think so. And he would tell you, I don't know how much it affected him, but he was hurting throughout the game, and probably affected his patience a little bit in the pocket. But he's earned a ton of respect to play through what I know is going on. The detail to which I know what's going on with that foot, and to be able to play through it and give us, the spark that he gives us has been a real, feather in his cap. Not that he needed it. His team voted him a captain, having been here, 8 months. And so he's had a lot of people's respect already, but going through what he's going through and fighting through what he's fighting through certainly adds to that.
The second half offensively just didn't really get anything generated, and I know as a play caller, as a play caller, that's got to be tough when their defensive line kind of got after it.
Yeah, I've once as an aberration, twice as a coincidence, 3 times as a pattern, and we've now gone 2 straight second halves not playing very well offensively. And Coach Fry, myself, we went back and watched both every play of both those games in the second half, and not a whole lot we would do different. So maybe it's me as the head coach as a cultural thing, figuring out a way to get our guys going in the right, or staying in the right direction for the most part, in those two games, because when we came out, it's not that the defense, I know offensively, it's not that the defense did anything different. We certainly weren't having the same kind of success with some of the same things due to execution, not necessarily a shift in philosophy from one half to the next.
Omari Hayes missed the game with a hamstring injury. Caleb Coombs steps in at slot receiver and really was a big part of the offense for the first time this year, 4 catches. And he had that connection with Cam. They played together at their previous school, and I think we saw that.
Yeah, it was certainly a relief to have him available with Coombs and Tucker not being available. And so he hadn't got a lot of reps in the slot. He played it some at previous times in his career, and so it was a bit of a crash course for Caleb, but he went in and did a heck of a job for us.
There were a lot of things to like about the defense. 3 takeaways, 11 tackles for loss, including 4 sacks. They score a touchdown, set up another one. They forced 20 third downs, but UTSA converted 12 of them, and they were on the field for 89 plays. So it was kind of a roller coaster day for the defense.
Yeah, it was hugely similar to a roller coaster. It was so many good things and so many bad. I mean, we called man coverage on 3rd and long, and we forget to cover a guy in man coverage. He catches a shallow cross for a first down, and it's like, there's 8 more plays now you have to play because one guy had a brain lapse, whatever that is, and didn't cover his guy. And so, you know, it wasn't as if UTSA was beating us. We were beating ourselves. And on that side of the ball, you can kind of weather some bleeding at times, but eventually that amount of plays and those long of drives, they wear on a defense, and it did for us.
Jacob Merrifield was probably having his best game of the year, but he goes down first play of the second half with a knee injury. It didn't look good at the game, but the news might be a little better on him.
Yeah, no, it didn't look good. Still not great. Looks like a pretty significant MCL, medial collateral sprain. So we're going to further evaluate. Still having a tough time straightening it, so we want to make sure that that is just the prognosis or diagnosis. But if it is just the MCL, then which we think it is at this point, it should be, you know, maybe we get him back with a couple games left.
Some real good news defensively. Almost a year to the day after he injured his knee against the same team, Marlon Bradley gets 2 sacks, and I think you're going to need that kind of play out of him in these last 5 games.
Yeah, we are, and you know, it took Marlo a while to kind of ramp himself back up. He missed most of training camp. You know, he still was coming off that knee surgery, and we and he was very, very careful with it. And so now we've kind of seen him ramp up to full speed, and that was the Marlo that we were looking for, and hopefully he can sustain that.
It is that time, Tom Herman's Pop Culture Pop Quiz. Bruce Springsteen and his band, the E Street Band, they're on a 130-stop tour in what is their 50th year together. Wow. Now, what member of the E Street Band also starred in the TV series The Sopranos?
I mean, I know James Gandolfini. I don't think he was a member of the E Street Band. Edie Falco, I don't believe she was member of the E Street Band. I don't know.
Stevie Van Zandt.
Oh, yes, of the E Street Band. Okay.
All right, and one other member of the E Street Band, the drummer, was also the band leader for Conan O'Brien's late night TV show. Do you know his name?
Oh, I can picture the E Street Band. I can picture the jean vests and the whole nine. No, I don't know his name.
Okay, Max Weinberg.
Max Weinberg.
What is your favorite Bruce Springsteen song?
Oh, probably Born in the USA. I mean, how can it not be?
That is an anthem. Coach, enjoy the off weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you.
Coming up next, a closer look at some of the big plays from the game against UTSA. That's straight ahead on Inside the Owls Burrow.
What does it mean to feel welcome? To not only be cared for, but to be cared about, to trust. At Baptist Health, this is the warmer side of care. So welcome to being treated with a human touch, where your best interest is our best interest. Here, we advance innovation and treatments through research while educating the next generation of experts close to home. Welcome to the warmer side of care. Welcome to Baptist Health.
If you're tired of the same old boring cars, at Phil Smith Kia, we've got a car for every personality. Need a compact car to weave through traffic like a ninja? We've got it. Want an EV9 that's more spacious than your grandma's attic? We've got it. We'll work with you to find a deal that won't leave your wallet feeling like it's been on a roller coaster ride. Phil Smith Kia, home of the Maximus deal. Right, Maximus?
Right.
Phil Smith Kia, right here in Lighthouse Point.
Do you need a personal injury lawyer?
No recovery, no fees. No recovery, no fees.
You need a personal injury lawyer?
No recovery, no fees. Oh my God!
The FAU MBA Sport Management Program really stood out to me because it was in South Florida, it was in an area that I knew, but not only that, it was top in the world, top in the nation, and it was in an area that is really very rich in sports, between professional sports, tournaments, just everything. There's professional athletes that live here, there's really all facets. It was an easy decision for me to make that call to go to FAU because I could get that mix of executive education and that focus in professional sports.
Inside the Owls Burrow is brought to you by Baptist Health, official sports medicine provider of Florida Atlantic Athletics. By Florida Atlantic's MBA in Sport Management program, number 10 in the world. By Corona Extra, find the fine life, La Vida Más Fina. And by Phil Smith Kia, home of the Maximus deal.
Here we have Cam Fancher's touchdown run, really an RPO, if you will. So we've got two routes on the outside. We've got double out routes by the slot receiver. If they were to blitz all of the linebackers and play cover zero, meaning they had more than we could block, he could raise up and throw, he being Cam can raise up and throw one of those out routes. But they do a good job covering it with both the linebackers and safety. So we also have quarterback draw as the run element to it. And as you see, they drop in zone coverage, drop everybody out. Our offensive line and tailback do a nice job of leading up on both linebackers and getting the front block. And then Cam heads off to the races for a 70-some-odd yard touchdown run.
This is Inside the Owls Burrow, presented by Baptist Health. Despite the loss at UTSA, there were a ton of big plays by the Owls. Here's how it looked and sounded with the help of the radio voice of Florida Atlantic, Ken LaVicka.
Here is Logan Lupo to punt, and he sends this away. It's a blaster, and it sends the punt returner backtracking, and C.J. Hurd just laid a massive hit on the punt returner. Pants takes the snap, three-step drop, steps up, runs, a flag flies, he got across the 30 to the 40, midfield, right between the hashes, UTSA territory, Fancher 30 to the 20, Fancher to the 10, and he is going to fall into the end zone. Touchdown, FAU, Cam Fancher. And here's a handoff, Mobley crosses the 45 to midfield, angling right 40 into UTSA territory, 30 down the right sideline and being ridden out of bounds at the 27 is Zuberi Mobley. McCown standing at his one, takes the shotgun snap, play fake. He's going to throw, hand in his face, down the right side, intercepted. Jaden Williams at the 30, down the right side, like 20, 10, 5, dives for the pylon. He's out of bounds at the 3. Jaden Williams was able to cut off the receiver. Fancher has the snap, looks to his right, steps up, and he's in trouble, stays on his feet, runs to the left, he's got some room to go, tucks to the 10, angles left to the 5, dives into the end zone, touchdown, FAU, Cam Fancher is a magician. Good snap, hold down, Davis puts his foot into the ball, it has plenty, and it is good right down the middle. Carter Davis with a rocket blast off his right foot. McCown takes the snap. He's going to loft it down the near right sideline. Jaden Williams, another interception to the 45 across midfield. He's going to head towards the right. Made a man miss. He's to the 40 of UTSA. He is to the far right, numbers 30, turns the corner, 20. Still going to the 15 before he's spun down. Jaden Williams, his second interception. McCown throws to the backfield and behind the line of scrimmage pass, and it's picked up on the hop. Wendell Fuller to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, FAU. It's a lateral. McCown was blasted as he tried to throw a screen, and Fuller scooped it up and scored.
Coming up, get to know Nickelback Wendell Fuller as he sits down for this week's Pads Off. That's coming your way next when Inside the Owls Burrow returns. You're watching Inside the Owls Burrow, presented by Baptist Health. We hope you enjoy getting to know the Owl players for more than just what they do on the field. This week in Pads Off, our guest is defensive back Wendell Fuller. Pads Off is brought to you by Sage Dental. We want you to love your smile. Our guest this week in Pads Off is defensive back Wendell Fuller from Miami, Florida. Wendell, growing up in the 305, did you have a favorite NFL player or team?
Yeah, I'm from Miami, but my favorite team is Green Bay Packers, and I love Aaron Rodgers, so that would be my team and my player.
All right, let's get to know Wendell a little bit away from the field. Who is your celebrity crush?
I would say definitely Zendaya. I mean, because who doesn't love Zendaya?
You're not the first guy to say that.
Yeah, I won't be the last either.
You can only keep one app on your phone. Which one are you keeping?
That's kind of tough. I love Instagram, but I'll say my Chase banking app because I need to know where my money going and make sure it's all there.
See, he's the money guy. I like that. What is the most annoying musical instrument in your view?
Trumpet. It's just loud for no reason. And I don't think anybody understands what's going on with the trumpet at all, so I would say trumpet.
What did you do as a teen that makes you cringe now?
I say the way I used to take pictures. I used to take pictures with a headband on, but now I won't even wear a headband. So yeah.
What is the strangest or most exotic food you've sampled?
I had alligator bites. It was pretty good though. I'm very picky, but alligator bites, that's what I had. It's like chicken nuggets, but it's a lot tougher to eat. So alligator bites.
If you could switch lives with one person for a week, who would you switch with?
LeBron James. Just because LeBron James has the best life. Like, he's just living his life. He's rich, he got kids, he's the greatest player of all time. And I would just like to play basketball, be 6'8", just once.
Just once?
Just once.
If you could go on vacation anywhere in the world, where would you pick to go?
I'll say Paris, just because I just want to see the city, eat some of the foods and stuff like that, and enjoy just how Paris is.
Which band do you want to play at your wedding?
I'll say Champagne Coast. I've been listening to them recently, and I like them a lot. So Champagne Coast. If
you were a dog, what breed of dog would you be?
I'll be a husky. I'll be a husky just because, who doesn't love huskies? They're big, they play around a lot, and they can protect you, so huskies.
Sounds like a good plan. What is your guilty pleasure TV show, or one which you are a little reluctant to admit to your teammates that you watch?
Well, I'm not afraid to tell them I watch anything. I think everybody watch anime, so I would say Hero Academia. I've been on that show for a while, and I just finished their last season, so Hero Academia.
If you won the lottery, what's the first thing you would do?
Call my mom. I'll call my mom and tell her, and then immediately just go buy a car. Yeah.
Any particular kind of car?
Mercedes AMG.
So you got it all picked out.
Yeah, I already know.
When your alarm goes off in the morning, do you wake up immediately or do you hit the snooze button?
I hit snooze. I have 7 alarms set 5 minutes apart. Just because.
What chore in your home did you hate to do when you were growing up?
I hated taking out the garbage, just because sometimes the garbage juice will get on you because the bag not all the way closed, or sometimes have a hole in it from throwing stuff away, so definitely taking out the garbage.
Wendell, thanks for taking the pads off and being with us this week.
Thank you for having me.
Coming up, where are they now with former Owl defensive end Hunter Snyder? That story when Inside the Owls Burrow returns.
At Sage Dental, you'll experience a modern, family-friendly approach to dentistry. From pediatric dentistry and orthodontics to cleanings and oral surgery, we've got the latest technology to provide your family the best dental care all in one place. And for a limited time, get a free new patient exam and x-rays, plus a free ProClean Sonic toothbrush at your first hygiene visit. Book your appointment today at mysagedental.com. Sage Dental. Open up and say awesome.
To win at this game, you have to put in the work, know the game plan, and execute. At Duffy's, our game is always on.
La cerveza más fina. To truly embrace the fine life, you must learn to let go. Only then will you find that even if you leave the beach, it never leaves you. Bienvenidos a la vida más fina.
My current role at the Heat is Senior Vice President of Brand and Chief Creative Officer. In my role, I oversee all of the creative function, including design, branding, copywriting, including uniforms and merchandise. I think what I love most about the MBA Sport program was the combination of real hands-on practical curriculum, solving today's business problems, having high-level discussions around what was happening in the world of sports business.
Inside the Owls Burrow is brought to you by Baptist Health, official sports medicine provider of Florida Atlantic Athletics. By Sage Dental, we want to love your smile. And by Shiner Law Group, accident and injury lawyers. This is Inside the Owls Burrow, presented by Baptist Health. Florida Atlantic won Conference USA titles in 2017 and 19. Defensive end Hunter Snyder was a part of both those teams. Since then, he's changed a lot, both personally and professionally. Where Are They Now is brought to you by Florida Atlantic's MBA in Sport Management program, ranked number 10 in the world. So going back to your playing days at Florida Atlantic, what's your best memory?
Yeah, obviously in 2017 when we won the championship, we got to take home the championship, got a nice ring out of it, and just being champions. That was definitely cherishable. Kind of just through the FAU spirit, I got to experience, not having a good season all and going to the top and winning the whole thing. So that had to be one of my favorite experiences.
The conference championship game against North Texas, you had 2 sacks, and I think we had 9 as a team, so that had to be a game that really stood out for you.
It really did. Obviously, having one of my best games for the conference championship is awesome. It's kind of exactly what you want as a player, getting the team over that hump and securing the win for FAU. Obviously, after I graduated, I was trying to play football. That was my first passion. I went undrafted, unfortunately. I ended up doing 3 mini camps with the 49ers, Jags, and Miami. Unfortunately, I got cut. Still didn't give up there. I was retrying out. Kind of biggest, strongest, fastest I ever was. And I ended up tearing my Achilles, which kind of had me switch career paths. I had to get surgery. That kind of got me into real estate, which was kind of my plan B. Welcome to my new model, the Carina 3 Bonus, and I'm going to show off my brand new kitchen for you. In my kitchen, I did the extended cabinets, extended island. I have a built-in double wall oven.
What made you think real estate with a communications degree?
I did communications to work on public speaking. When I was playing football, I was a little bit more quiet. I wanted to get better kind of speaking in front of cameras and obviously speaking in front of groups. So that kind of inspired me to get into public speaking communication realm. And then my parents sell real estate. My mom does general. So I always kind of grown up with a real estate background. And then my dad works for the company that I work for, MI Homes, and that kind of got me in. Walking into the master bedroom of the Carina 3 Bonus, features a spacer master. We did a large tray ceiling, built-in beams.
So right now, as we speak, you're selling homes in a brand new project.
This is MI Homes. This is my brand new project. This one's called Anderson Snow Estates. I had my grand opening in May. We are in Spring Hill, Florida, right off the Sun Coast. And I'm going to sell 176 homes out here.
This may sound a little bit corny, but when you know you're going to close a deal or the day that you're going to close a home, is that sort of like a game day?
It is. So yeah, love closings. I work the weekends out here, so I kind of think of the weekends as game days. So Saturday or Sunday are usually our most busiest days where I'm writing deals. So when I first got hired out here, my old boss said exactly that. He says, I want you to think of Saturday, Sunday as a game day, and you're getting ready to write some deals and make some sacks, as they used to say.
You look a little bit different than when I last saw you, when your career ended at FAU.
Yeah, so when I was training, when I was doing NFL tryouts, I was about 270. Now I'm about 210, so I lost sniffed with about 60 pounds, which is kind of crazy. This is about my weight when I was in high school, so kind of back down, lost a little bit of weight.
It's great to see Hunter again in his new career. That's our show for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Frank Fort. We'll see you next week on Inside the Owls Burrow.
This has been a presentation of Playfly.
What does it mean to feel welcome? To not only be cared for, but to be cared about, to trust. At Baptist Health, this is the warmer side of care. So welcome to being treated with a human touch, where your best interest is our best interest. Here, we advance innovation and treatments through research while educating the next generation of experts close to home. Welcome to the warmer side of care. Welcome to Baptist Health.
Do you need a personal injury lawyer? You need a personal injury lawyer?
Owls fans, get electrified with Phil Smith Acura with the innovative styles of the premium all-electric SUV Acura ZDX. Enjoy impressive range, convenient charging, and a dynamic drive. And right now, eligible buyers can get up to $7,500 federal tax credit. Scan the QR code to explore the all-electric ZDX. Owls fans, get electrified with Phil Smith Acura.
At Sage Dental, you'll experience a modern, family-friendly approach to dentistry. From pediatric dentistry and orthodontics to cleanings and oral surgery, we've got the latest technology to provide your family the best dental care all in one place. And for a limited time, get a free new patient exam and x-rays, plus a free ProClean Sonic toothbrush at your first hygiene visit. Book your appointment today at mysagedental.com. Sage Dental. Open up and say awesome.